Hi everyone, and welcome to Module 1, Foundations of Generative and Agentic AI. This module is built for managers, executives, and non-technical leaders who want practical fluency, enough to make smart decisions, evaluate trade-offs, and ask better questions. By the end, you should be able to understand the evolution and landscape of generative AI, recognize key terminology and model categories, and identify the strategic value of capabilities like chatbots, reasoning, and multimedia tools such as audio and images. So what is generative AI? It's a class of systems that can produce new content, text, images, audio, and more, based on patterns learned from large datasets. The real organizational shift isn't novelty, it's that AI can now generate responses that feel natural, assist with complex tasks, and support real workflows at scale. To see how we got here, it helps to look back. In 1966, MIT professor Joseph Weizenbaum created ELIZA, often considered the first chatbot. Early chatbots like ELIZA were rule-based. They matched keywords and patterns to pre-scripted replies. They didn't understand meaning, and they didn't reason. They were narrow and brittle. In the early 2010s, machine learning enabled more capable conversational agents. Systems like Siri, Alexa, and IBM Watson improved language handling and task completion. They still weren't generative in today's sense, but they showed how natural language could become a usable interface. Then came the late 2010s breakthrough: transformer-based neural networks and large language models, LLMs. These models dramatically improved the ability to generate fluent, context-aware text, making chatbots feel more natural, scalable, and personalized. More recently, we've seen reasoning-focused models designed to spend more effort working through a question before answering. You may hear the term chain of thought prompting, which means guiding a model to reason step by step. For example, instead of jumping to an answer about entering market A versus market B, a reasoning approach weighs market size, competition, regulation, and risk before making a recommendation. But even with these advances, a key limitation remains: hallucination. Hallucination is when a model produces content that sounds confident and plausible, but is inaccurate or not grounded in real facts. That risk becomes especially important in customer-facing and high-stakes settings. Now, let's define the central idea this course builds toward: agentic AI. Traditional chatbots are mostly reactive. They respond. Agentic AI can be more autonomous and proactive. It can adapt to context, pursue goals, and take actions in complex environments with less step-by-step instruction. A useful framing is that an AI agent is essentially a workflow made of tasks, some automated and some involving humans. In practice, agentic systems can help automate customer experiences, create and post content for campaigns, provide proactive sales intelligence and recommended next steps, support security monitoring and response, and improve supply chain planning. The module includes real business examples. Klarna reported that in 2024, an AI assistant handled the workload equivalent of about 700 full-time agents, reduced repeat inquiries, and cut average service time significantly. Octopus Energy reported integrating ChatGPT into customer service and said it handled work comparable to hundreds of people with strong customer satisfaction outcomes. The point isn't simply replacing humans, it's redesigning service and operations, speed, scale, and consistency, while shifting people toward higher value work. Next, we'll look at one of the biggest realities of deployment: cost, performance trade-offs, and how leaders choose the right model for the job.